Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is second generation dolphin, Dan Ryan.
Aw, thanks, man. I'll take that. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but I'll take it. It's
April has nearly come to a close. No, go ahead. What is it?
It's better than cringy millennial, but
not even I would dare. Anyways, April has nearly come to a close, which means it's time once again for the 10, 20, 30, 40, where we look back at notable game releases from decades past. Will this finally be Xbox's month, or will the PlayStation 2 continue to reign supreme? Don't forget to refresh your browser, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Hi everyone, this is episode... Yeah, refresh your browser. You clearly weren't up at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to pre-order a Switch 2.
Yeah. No, okay. I was trying to think of what game that tied into for the 10, 20, 30, 40, not the debacle that was...
I'm throwing curveballs. You got to stay sharp to catch up with me.
You're right, I do.
Wake up pretty early in the morning.
Because you do, and that's ridiculous.
I do, and that's your problem. Hi, everyone. This is episode 564. It's the week of May 2nd, 2025, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the hell else is going in our lives. Going in on our lives. We're going on in our lives. We're going around... about our lives.
That's we're already at Stone Age Gamer After Dark. Yes, you want to know what's going in my life? I'll tell you. I don't think you'll be happy.
I'll tell you out loud. So, I just have to get a little something off of my chest. I don't want to start the show with complaining because I'm actually in an excellent mood right now. I've just had a very good couple of days, aside from the fact that I smell terrible because I haven't showered in a couple of days. I've had a pretty solid couple of days. It was the change of scenery, you know, like I actually just went and dealt with somebody else's problems for a while, and that just did wonders for my brain. But
it's wonderful.
Earlier this week, we do Trivia Tuesday here on StoneAgeGamer.com on our social medias, and over on Facebook, I posted the trivia question, and I try to be as concise as possible with the questions so that the answer will be obvious. Like I don't like it when there's wiggle room in the answers because then you get dozens upon dozens of, pushing the glasses up the nose. Well, actually, technically this is correct. So technically, give me $5. And I say technically, no, stop it, please. We're having fun here. Anyways,
it's $5. Like.
This week's trivia question.
Inflation hasn't hit our coupons yet, so, fucking pump the brakes there, Chief.
On Tuesday, I write, it's Trivia Tuesday. How many Final Fantasy games were released on the Super NES in North America, as in games with the words Final Fantasy in the title? This does not include any Mana, Chrono Trigger, or other Square games that are technically Final Fantasy related. First person with the correct answer gets $5 in store credit. Now, what do you think the answer to that question is, sir?
Well, it's 3. I know it's 3. It's Final Fantasy 2, it's Final Fantasy 3, and it's Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, because those are the only 3 games that have the words, as you just clearly fucking stated, Final Fantasy in the title.
That's right. Not the words Final Fantasy written on the back of the box when they say from the creators of Final Fantasy.
No.
I specified Final Fantasy in the title. Now, I am not disrespecting these other games. I'm not saying that the Mana series or Chrono Trigger or anything else does not have a legitimate claim as being a part of the Final Fantasy pantheon. The Mana series is a spin-off from the Final Fantasy series. I recognize that. But that's not the question. I'm not invalidating that.
But I also do not give a shit.
The trivia question is, released on the Super NES in North America with the words Final Fantasy in the title. I couldn't be more specific.
No, there is no way other than saying what the fucking games are. Like, that would be the only way.
How many games are Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest? That's the only way I could be more precise.
If you add those three together...
How many do you get? What's the math equation? Figure it out.
Jesus Christ.
So this fine gentleman, Daniel Davis, I'm going to use his name because he publicly posted this name on our public Facebook page. Well, hold on there, son. If you know your trivia, you know that in Japan, Final Fantasy Adventure, the
right
first
there.
game...
Stop! Right there! That's
right
it!
There, you're
done!
You're already done. So, let me make sure I'm getting the condescending tone down. If you know your trivia, you know that in Japan, Final Fantasy Adventure, the first game in the Mana series, was not just any old retitled thing. It was Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden, and it had Final Fantasy sprites, Final Fantasy chocobos, and even the first appearance of them there Moogles you've got as your Final Fantasy mascot example. You sure you want to keep that series out of the running tally? First off,
yes!
I posted a picture of the box for Final Fantasy 3 for Super Nintendo, which isn't a Moogle as the mascot for Final Fantasy.
No.
That's the character Mog.
It's
That's not just a Moogle, that's a picture of Mog, the character Mog. So, somebody else jumps in to say Daniel Davis not relevant because they didn't have Super Nintendo in Japan. To which Daniel Davis replied, "Go fuck yourself."
So, like, right there, dude. Like, I'm just...
But the other thing that's really bothering me about his response that he kind of glossed right over, Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden is a Game Boy game.
Well, but hold on, Chris. Hold on, though. But are you just going to discount every other Final Fantasy game released on every other system, even though you specifically asked for just one? Are you going to discount these hundreds of other titles? Oh, sir. Sorry, son. Fuck off, dude.
Somebody else politely replied, "Daniel Davis, before you became a dick, you should have fact-checked yourself. Talking about is the Super NES American release, not whatever BS you're spewing." And then I replied to his question, are you sure you want to keep that series out of the running tally? I said yes, because Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden is a Game Boy game, and this question is specifically asking how many Final Fantasy games were released on the Super NES in North America.
Well, but with the Game Boy player, Chris, you see, you could then put it in your Super Nintendo, and that technically counts.
He had a response. The response was, and the sequel is a Super NES game. I'm leaving this group because you're an idiot. You use the Secret of Mana mascot as a Final Fantasy mascot, and
Nope.
you don't want to include the game that introduced that mascot? That's just incredibly stupid. And then he left the group before I could respond. So this guy... I didn't use the Secret of Mana mascot is not a Moogle. You're insane. A Moogle is not... I didn't post a picture of a Moogle. That's a picture of Mog, the character Mog from the cover of Final Fantasy III for Super Nintendo. It was a hint. And no, I'm not an idiot because the sequel was not the Final Fantasy Adventure 2. It was Secret of Mana in North America, and I'm pretty sure in Japan it was just Seiken Densetsu 2, which didn't have the words Final Fantasy in it anyway, even though it's a Super Famicom game, not a Super Nintendo game. So my problem here is that, and this is the thing that shouldn't bother me as much as it does, because this is the internet, but this dude rolls up, shows his entire ass, and gets to leave thinking that he's right and I'm an idiot. Yeah. This guy right now is telling everybody he knows, or not right now, but whenever this was done, he probably complained to somebody that us idiots at Stone Age Gamer are so fucking stupid that we didn't consider Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden, the Game Boy game, starring Moogles, apparently, as a Super Nintendo game with the words Final Fantasy in the title. We're the idiots, and I'm specifically the idiot in this scenario. I'm leaving this group because you're an idiot. And then he left the group before I get a chance to even respond. I'm not sure what the disconnect is here, fella. I'm not discounting. I'm not disrespecting these games or discounting.
Fuck 'em.
I'm not invalidating
Those games suck
them.
balls. There, I said it.
I'm not out here invalidating anything.
Fuck, man.
I'm asking a trivia question. I know my trivia. I spend time figuring this shit out before I pose these questions. I don't understand how this is
Chris,
okay.
Chris, are you just going to discount the 6 Mega Man games released on NES?
I shouldn't. I really shouldn't.
Nope. Because your question is specifically about Final Fantasy games released on the Super Nintendo in North America. But somehow, let me get this straight. Let me, hold on, checks notes. You're going to discount Mega Man for the NES? Oh, you fucking moron.
And Woodman Stage in Mega Man 2, there are robotic roadrunners that bear similarity to chocobos, which are the Final Fantasy mascots.
Right. So the Final Fantasy mascots are in Woodman Stage, but you're just going to ignore. Okay, I'm leaving this podcast. Dude, get fucked. Yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, there's nothing wrong with being like, oh, shit, my bad. I misread the question.
And that happened a bunch of times at this question. This question got a surprising amount of traction. And a lot of people had incorrect answers. And then we're like, oh, I messed up. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that one. Oh, that's a good point. Like, people are like, oh, no, Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6. And then somebody would be like, oh, 5 didn't come out in North America. Like, oh, that's right. I forgot. That's how you handled it. It's okay to be wrong. It really is. I'm wrong all the time. I am wrong so often. That's how you learn. But this dude rolls up, shows the entire internet every ounce of his ass, and he gets to leave thinking that he's the winner. He's the good guy in this scenario. He's the superhero.
It's very strange. I've never understood the need to actually somebody.
Like,
I've never I don't get it.
If something is just factually incorrect, like something is just posting something like, you know what, Moogles are the mascot of the Mana series. That is a statement of fact. Like, I would be someone who's like, you're spreading misinformation. Like, you just are. And I have a problem with that, and I'm going to respectfully jump up and be like, I don't think that's true. It would come at it with an area of respect. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get the actually.
You don't want to I don't want to be like pushing up the glasses. Well, actually, sir,
I don't understand that,
son.
Bruv.
There was some.
We don't want to leave out our UK listeners.
Somebody.
Governor.
I had to ignore one the other day. Somebody had posted something that was really. That was not factually incorrect, but not provably factually correct. But he was making a statement as if it was a fact, and I wish I could remember what this was. But I was
that the fucking like European cover or North American cover or whatever that nobody could find.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, this was just recently. And I'm really scratching my head as to what that was, because it was kind of annoying. But it wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad that I was like, you know what? I could get into this argument right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to move on with my day. I just don't have the energy to correct this person. I just don't. Yeah. And it made me a little sad. It made me a little sad because, like, I hate misinformation so much. I just hate it.
And the other thing, I 100% agree with you, right? And like the actually attitude thing, like I don't really get that, but also like you're coming into a public space and you're telling a stranger on the internet to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, like that was his answer. The first dude, go fuck yourself.
On like a store page? Like,
buddy.
Dude. Like, what a weird... Because, like, imagine that conversation happening where you know, it might happen in a video game store. You know, like a couple dudes like sitting around discussing something and somebody being like, nah, man, you're wrong. Like, is this dude legit going to be like, go fuck yourself? Like, no, you're not. You fucking punk ass bitch. Like, none of you don't have the fucking guts to say that to somebody's face. I fucking do. You know, like, it's how I get myself into trouble sometimes, because I don't know when to shut my mouth. But like, god damn, dude, that's such a weird I just don't get it. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's really something else, man. It's really something else. And like, I had a very similar question over on Twitter, and it didn't go nearly as bad.
Which is shocking, because it's fucking Twitter.
It's how many Final Fantasy games were released on the original Game Boy in North America, as in the words Final Fantasy.
I mean, actually, Sensetsu Go Fuck Yourself is actually released at. Oh boy!
Like 6 people said 4, and like so the first one got the prize because that was the answer, and that was the end of it.
There you go.
Wasn't a whole conversation to be had there.
I mean, like, is it possible that, and here, like, this is the kind of fucking mensch I am. Is it possible that whatever this fucking guy's name is, Mr. Davis, saw the Twitter post and then assumed perhaps that it was the same question on the Facebook and like went to answer it on Facebook for some reason, and then that's where maybe the disconnect came in?
I suppose that's possible.
I mean, that seems
insane, but sure.
Sure it does. I'm just trying to, you know, I like to try to imagine people complexly. I like to imagine that somebody with the fucking gall to, well, actually somebody and call them son.
Tell a stranger to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, which isn't always disrespectful, but like in this instance certainly felt disrespectful.
Because it was uncalled for. The guy just said it's not relevant because they didn't have Super Nintendo in Japan. That's not a go fuck yourself moment. That's
fuck yourself.
Maybe I should rethink my life kind of a statement.
Maybe I should read. Like I just, you know, but like I said, I'm just trying to imagine someone complexly and maybe see like the notification pops up on Twitter and he's like, let me go over to the Facebook and answer this for some unknown fucking boomer ass reason. I don't know.
Boy, this millennial thing really got in your head, huh?
Oh, it really fucking did. I'm so angry. Holy shit. A Ute, this, just so that there's some context, not all of the context, but a younger person today at work called me a cringy millennial, and I damn near lost it because I am fucking not even a little bit. I might be cringy at times, according to my children and or wife, if they're in the same room together when I do certain things, but millennial, no, not even a little bit. Anyway, boy, what a twat. It's just, what a fucking dumb thing to do. Just, I think there's a lesson here for everybody, right, Kris? Is that if you are ever about to publicly correct someone, in the immortal anthem of 90s hip-hop, you better fucking chickadee check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself, son.
Yeah, that it's pretty important to either, if you're going to correct somebody, first make sure you're correct, and second, or instead of making sure you're correct, just say, I thought, or I could be wrong, but I thought XYZ. Come at it respectfully.
Right.
Just come at it with the assumption that perhaps you have something to learn.
Or we can all steal from Dave Chappelle and say, here's an idea that may be considered controversial. You could shut the fuck up and just not say anything.
There you go. You could also not say anything.
You could just shut the fuck up. Facebook is the worst. It's just Facebook and Twitter are the worst, Kris.
But anyways, on to positive stuff, because it was just one of those things like it just dried my cereal, to use my expression.
Yeah.
It just really dried my cereal. So
I get that.
I needed to get that off my chest. It seemed important to just put that out there in the world.
I mean, you want to get it off before it dries, certainly.
True. If you're going to be that guy, do it respectfully, because I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
I've been wrong before.
I haven't, and I imagine it's fucking awful. But it's just, man, I mean, it sounds terrible.
Anyways, how you doing?
I mean, other than the fucking cringy millennial thing, I'm doing all right. Actually, no, I'm not. I take that back. I'm also furious for a completely different reason. So I hate Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats and all of those apps that allow regular people to order food from literally fucking anywhere. I don't know why I qualified that with regular people. Irregular people can order it too, I suppose. But you could just order.
Normies.
You fucking, pores. You could just fucking... Sorry. It's so fucking terrible.
It's gonna be all of us soon. So
yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, oh fuck. Right, but you could just order from restaurants and it once the pandemic hit and we were really like smack dab in the middle of the pandemic and everybody was fucking door dashing and Grubhubbing and all that shit, and it just became this crutch, right? For a lot of people, and one of those people is my wife. And I'm not talking out of school here, because I have said this to her numerous times, and we almost came to blows earlier tonight. Because I've fucked up in my parenting a little bit. Somehow, the only thing my children wanted, because they're doing a movie and date night. I'm down here recording. Tiff just got her schedule at work changed, so she's not working on Saturdays anymore. So they decided that they were going to have some family time up there, and they were going to watch The Matrix for the first time. So Tiff and the kids are going to watch The Matrix, and the kids wanted pizza to eat while they're watching the movie. Okay, great. However, because they're part of their esports team, and 2 weeks ago they went to Rowan. The college around here had a big tournament for all of the high school esports teams, and they had Mario Kart and Marvel Rivals and Smash Brothers, and that, I mean, we can get into that later, because there's a whole mess of issues I had with that, of certain systems had all of the racers unlocked and all of the kart parts, and other systems did not, and then they decided to it's a whole other thing. But while the kids were there, one of the things that they thought was so cool was that on campus there was a Domino's. Okay? So they got Domino's, and they really liked it. And not because it's good, but because they were on a college campus and they were, showing their ass out there, out in the world, and buying their own food and being on a college campus and walking around, whatever. So they asked Tiff if they could get Domino's tonight, and she was like, sure. So for individual personal pizzas, Kris, how much would you like to guess it just cost me, because I'm the one who got paid today, so I'm taking this personally. How much would you like to guess that it cost to get 3 personal pizzas delivered with an order of garlic breadsticks from Domino's?
From Domino's. Now,
from Domino's.
Did you
not?
I just want to make sure I didn't miss something. This was ordered from Domino's, not DoorDash from Domino's.
No, this was DoorDashed. That was or Grubhubbed or whoever the fuck.
Okay. Why on earth would you go through a third party for Domino's?
It's a great fucking question, Chris, and I don't have a good answer for you.
Domino's, you can't eat in at Domino's.
No. Yep. All of that's correct.
Okay. All right. So, you said 3 personals?
Yeah.
With DoorDash, $60.
$75 dollars.
Fucking are you? Okay, hold on. Domino's. Let's see. Domino's pizza. If I want to order 3 personal pizzas and just have them delivered from my house, from the Domino's over there to my house. Let's see here. Now, let's do this thing.
Domino's
delivery.
is pretty far away from me. I will at least say that.
Okay,
because it should be, because it knows I'm here and I hate it. It's like, oh fuck, he moved in. We gotta shift the fucking business.
All right, delivery. It's a house. Here's my address. Continue for delivery. No thanks. I just want to price this out. Were there any toppings on these personal pizzas?
One was a ham and pineapple. Because Roddy is a monster.
Wine's fantastic.
Penn got the the buffalo chicken, and I believe Tiff got pepperoni.
Hand tossed, small.
Yeah.
So small is hand tossed.
I
10
think
inch small.
That sounds about right.
I'm just gonna do. No thanks. I don't need extra cheese.
No.
So how much is one? One hand tossed pizza is $8.99. So if one is $8.99, let's say I throw a couple of toppings on it,
plus delivery, plus tax, or whatever the fuck. No, there's no tax on food, but
so we're going to do cheese on the whole thing. We'll just throw one of these and one of these. Okay, save changes. That's coming out to we're riveting podcasting right here. $10.34. So the 3 pies shouldn't have been more than
$40. If we're being
all things considered, $40.
Yeah.
You want to jump in 45 with if you're gonna do a nice fancy the 45. Really, let's be fuck you money on it, right? Let's go $50. $50 total for the 3 personal pies and a nice tip for the driver. $50 is the fucking max.
Yeah. Nope.
The fucking max. 75?
Yeah.
Why would you DoorDash from a place that does delivery?
I mean, and I'm just assuming it. I'm assuming it's DoorDash. It might have just been from Domino's. I don't fucking know, Chris, because I didn't want to get too deep into the conversation because would have had a very different evening.
But because you also got to take into consideration in what scenario is any amount of Domino's pizza worth $75?
Fucking none. Absolutely none. There is no scenario.
I cannot think of a quantity of Domino's pizza that I would ever spend $75 on.
No. Furious.
What quantity of Domino's pizza is worth $75?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it's upstairs in my house right now. That's the quantity that it's worth.
That is absolute madness.
Absolute fuck madness.
I don't even know what to do with that.
I don't either.
It's just $75 worth of pizza in general to feed $75 worth of pizza. It's got to be more than feeding 3 people. It just has to be. Like mathematically, you have gone wrong. They better have fucking extras. You've done something incorrect. Unless one of the toppings is dollars. You've done something wrong.
Because, I went to, there's a place downtown here that makes really, really delicious sandwiches. It's a place called Corson's. and I really, really like their food. And I usually go there for their roast pork sandwich. Little roast pork, little fucking provolone, some broccoli rabe. That's good shit, dude. Like that, I fucking live for that kind of shit. But today, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a cheesesteak. So I went and I got a cheesesteak, and I got, you know, the Cooper Sharp on there and some onions and the whole fucking cheesesteak deal. And I walked out of there for $15 for me, with a drink, and I ate my sandwich. And I had never gotten the cheesesteak from there before, so I gave a bite to Penn, and I gave a bite to Roddy, and I gave 2 bites to Tiff, because it was really fucking good. And I still have half of it left, because I was full, eating, like, even giving out multiple bites to the family members. And that was $15 for me, because they were like, we're getting Domino's, and I was like, well, you can fucking miss me with that bullshit. Yeah. $75 fucking dollars, Kris.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm horrible. Thanks for asking. You prick.
Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let us discuss the 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is something that we do once a month. I know some of you might be expecting Beautiful Joe, but guess what? Neither of us played any Beautiful Joe this week. So
I didn't say I didn't play any Beautiful Joe this week. I played a little bit to keep myself fresh.
I didn't. I had to go out of town for 3 days, and I had 2 days to get the bulk of my work done so that I could be out of town and work from my laptop, which is ancient and doesn't run most of the programs I need to do work. So I did the important
like Google
work.
Chrome. I was using Netscape Navigator.
If you were wondering why our store's social media was a little anemic over the past couple of days, it's because the program we use to post to social media doesn't work on my laptop. And also, several of the social media sites themselves don't allow me to post things like, you know, photos on my old laptop. It's just, it's becoming obvious to me that I really do need a new laptop. So it's on the list of things to do. But anyways, no Beautiful Joe this week. We're talking the 10, 20, 30, 40. We talk about notable game releases from 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago that came out this month. We're covering the month of April right now, which is the month that we're in. And we're going to start by jumping 10 years into the past. Now, I spent the bulk of my day today trying to put the notes together for this because, as you can imagine, putting together the notes for this on my ancient laptop was not the easiest thing to do. But I did it. So 10 years ago, in April 2015, let's talk about the previous generation. We're talking about your PS3, 360, Wii, DS, and PSP. Previous generation wasn't like cooking on all burners right now. We had the 21 releases on the PlayStation 3, a bunch of DLC and PSN garbage. But we did get the PS3 version of Oddworld New and Tasty and Shovel Knight were the only two that jumped out at me.
Man, Shovel Knight is outstanding. Oddworld, God, I just don't like those games.
I am glad this one got remastered. I haven't played New and Tasty, but it's my understanding that it's a very nice remaster of the original Oddworld, and that's really the only one that I liked. I never made it through it, but I really liked the idea of it. I like the character designs and the world. It's all pretty spiffy, but yeah, Shovel Knight's all time right there. Shovel Knight is an absolute
Shovel Knight
classic.
Is so great and was supported for so long with outstanding DLC. I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful game. That if you somehow are a fan of this show and have not played through Shovel Knight, you are doing yourself a massive disservice by that being fact.
Yeah, it is an excellent game and well worth your time. Over on the Xbox 360, there were 16 releases, the most notable of which were the original Goat Simulator and Geometry Wars 3.
I have a problem with the Goat Simulator shit. This is kicked off. And again, if you enjoy it, more power to you. I just don't get it.
My son absolutely loves Goat Simulator. It's not for me. Geometry Wars 3 is great, though.
Oh, yeah, Geometry Wars 3 is outstanding.
Yeah.
But I don't get the simulator thing. I don't. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, not everything.
There's a joke there that I'm not getting.
Not everything's for us. It's just not. But the Wii, DS, and PSP all had no US releases, so that pretty much covers the previous generations. So let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about what was really happening 10 years ago on the PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, Ouya, 3DS, and Vita.
All right.
That's right, the real ones. PS4, 33 new releases, obviously a bunch of DLC and PlayStation PSN Garbo, but we did have Bastion, Mortal Kombat 10, Shovel Knight, Broken Age, and Tropico 5.
Broken Age is cool. It's a double fine joint. We've already
spoken about Shovel Knight being good stuff. Yep. Bastion is one of those indie classics that a lot of people like. I was so far removed from Mortal Kombat by this point that I can't say I have a whole lot of input on Mortal Kombat X or 10 or whatever you want to say it.
I have spent a little bit of time with it. I like it. It's Mortal Kombat has not really stuck with me in a very, very long time. Like, they are, over the years, they've been added to, like, either PSN or some service at some point that I had a subscription to, and I've played them and been like, oh, this is fun, and done some fatalities and whatnot, but they just really haven't grabbed me, and I wish they would. I really do. I love that world. I love those characters. But the gameplay itself just really hasn't hooked me in a very, very long time.
I love the original. Love Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I love those games so flippin' much. Yeah.
I mean, I love 3. I loved Deadly Alliance. I thought was fucking awesome. I forget, there was a couple ones after that I liked too. But yeah, I don't know. They just really haven't grabbed me.
Well, over on the Xbox One, the competition, 24 releases. Also, Shovel Knight, Mortal Kombat 10, and also Geometry Wars 3 with a bunch of, DLC and XBLA. Garbage. So nothing else different to talk about there. The Wii U had 18 releases, a bunch of DLC and eShop garbage, but they also had the AVGN Adventures and Affordable Space Adventures. Affordable Space Adventures is super cool. I've always wanted to play that. It's one of those local multiplayer games that uses the gamepad where a bunch of people go in together to buy a cheap spaceship and it barely functions, so you all have to work together to make this affordable spaceship work. I love this idea, but you have to play it, locally. You got to be online not online, locally offline to actually properly experience it. And I would like to do that one of these days.
Yeah, no, I love that idea. I love that it forces like that kind of couch co-op or local co-op kind of thing. But man, that's just not the world we live in.
Not
I wish
so
it
much.
was. I really do. I wish it was.
The Ouya got 2 releases, Joe Danger and Mousecraft. The 3DS had 24 releases, a bunch of nonsense on the eShop, plus Pokemon Rumble World, the I can't believe this exists Xenoblade Chronicles, Final Fantasy Zone 2, and Box Boy. This is actually
Final
really
Fantasy
great.
Zone 2?
Yeah, Final Fantasy Zone 2. It's welcome to trivia.
Well, actually, Kris, on the Super Nintendo, it was the original.
And then over on the Vita, there were 43 releases, 2 of which weren't worth anything. Broken Age and Shovel Knight. But back to the 3DS, which I think actually might be my favorite this month.
Yeah.
Out of anything, I think this one wins just because the Xenoblade Chronicles port was exclusive to new 3DS. And from what I've come to understand...
Oh, because you needed the nubby?
What you needed the extra power, too. Like, this...
I suppose.
Xenoblade Chronicles shouldn't function on a 3DS. So the fact that it does is kind of outstanding to begin with. So that gets a big old A for effort. This is a port of the arcade version of Final Fantasy II that didn't exist. It's not Fantasy Zone, not Final. Why do I keep saying Final Fantasy? That guy in my head. Fantasy Zone 2. So there was never a proper Fantasy Zone 2 arcade game. It was a Master System game, and there was an arcade version that ran on the Master System board, I think in Japan, but that's not a proper sequel to Fantasy Zone.
Right.
So M2 went and used they used that architecture to make What If Fantasy Zone was an arcade game. And they worked within the limitations of that hardware and made this awesome arcade version of Fantasy Zone 2. So this is a port of that on 3DS. But then you have Box Boy, which is fucking phenomenal. Box Boy is so good. It's such a fun it's just a fun puzzle platformer. It had a handful of sequels. It also had an amiibo that is impossible to get your hands on, and I will never pay $200 for a Box Boy amiibo. But I love the little character, Cubie. I just love Box Boy. It's great. And I'm sure Pokemon Rumble World made somebody somewhere happy.
No, I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. One of these days, I might, I hear about it enough in our Discord to where I feel like I should check out Xenoblade Chronicles at some point. I just, I'll shmemulate it somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah, I have it on Wii. I think I also have the Switch version of the first Xenoblade Chronicles. It's just, I really want to play it, but it's one of those things it's such an investment, and I haven't done that yet. I feel like it's one of those things that I will enjoy if I'm able to get into it and get around to putting the time into it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And it's weird, right? It's a hard ask to be like, oh my God, this game is 60 to 80 hours long. But I'm going to play 4 20-hour games. It's just kind of a weird, but I don't know, that just, to me, just with life right now, it just feels so it's just so daunting,
it's one of those things that this game has some pretty dramatic voice acting in it. Yeah. And I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like booting up something like that late in the day before I'm going to go to bed. I don't know. Yeah. It's one of those, it hasn't quite, it's caught my interest enough for me to buy it, but it still hasn't caught my interest enough for me to play it, which is one of the dumbest things I think I've ever said. So,
same. I've got a whole bunch of shit that I'm like, yeah, that looks dope. Okay.
All right, so that's the 10, and yeah, I'm heartily voting for 3DS for the win on that one. I think,
and I'm not arguing.
I think Fantasy Zone, the Box Boy, and Xenoblade makes that the clear winner. But that means it's time for, this is the one that's been hotly contested this year, is the 20. So we're back in April 2005, and obviously the one to beat is the PlayStation 2.
Right.
And this month they had 49 releases for the PlayStation 2. Obviously, there's a bunch of Japan releases and shovelware, but generally speaking, 49 is what I counted. And they had some real good ones here. We had Lego Star Wars, Rise of the Kasai, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, the reboot of Area 51, and Predator Concrete Jungle. Those appeared to be the standouts to me. What do you think? What do you think of that month?
I will fucking fight for Rise of the Kasai. It's not as good as Mark of Kree, but it's more of that. And Mark of Kree is one of my favorite games of all time. I fucking adore that game.
So that's a solid month. It's not the PlayStation 2's best month, obviously. We've had other PS2 months which is well, this is fucking legendary. So what? Now I'm looking at this and I'm going to say I think if anything's going to beat it this month, it's going to be Xbox, which is rare Xbox win, right? Coming from us. Yeah. But I do think that's a possibility. So let's get the riffraff out of the way here. GameCube had 2 releases this month. Conan and Kokoto Kart Racer.
Nope, never mind. GameCube.
GameCube for the win.
Hands down. The Conan? Not the Conan game. The Conan game.
The Conan game, yes.
Right.
Just, that's a pretty sad month for GameCube. Game Boy Advance had 13 releases. A bunch of GBA video and shovelware. Mr. Driller 2 and Pokemon Emerald. That's pretty solid. not enough. I would say not even Pokemon Emerald is enough to overthrow PS2's month, right?
No, I don't think
Star
so.
Wars and Rise to Kasai and Midnight Club Dub Edition in particular.
Yeah,
and Pokemon Emerald is just a re-release, right? We had whatever wasn't what was it once before the Emerald, Ruby and Sapphire, and Emerald was the third one of that. The DS still getting its footing with World Championship Poker, Pac Pix, and Polarium were the only 3 releases that month. Pac Pix and Polarium are excellent DS games. Not enough to like make or break the system, but I would say that yes, the DS had an okay month, considering that it's still really finding its footing. And the PSP had 11 releases. NBA Street Showdown, ATV offered Free Blazing Trails, and MLB were the only 3 standouts. And obviously the N-Gage coming in with its 1 release, Worms World Party. So that's the rest of it. That's not everything else this month.
It's not a bad release for the N-Gage, though.
It's not a bad release for the N-Gage. And PSP, Street Showdown, and ATV offered Fury, and the Sony MLB. This is before it became the show. That's a solid month. 3DS DS, solid month. Game Boy Advance, solid month. Solid months all around, except for the embarrassment that is the GameCube with Conan and Kokoto Kart Racer. Poor GameCube. So, this is where I think Xbox... I think Xbox has the win here. So they had 21 releases. Far fewer than PlayStation 2's 49. But these are all the ones that jumped out at me as being worth notable releases. They also had Predator Concrete Jungle. They also had Area 51. But on top of... And they also had Midnight Club Dub Edition, and they also had Lego Star Wars. But on top of that, they had Race as Hell, Unreal Championship 2, Jade Empire, Dead to Rights 2, Doom 3, and Psychonauts.
Yeah, fuck. I mean... Yeah. I mean,
that's a hell of a month, right? Raised. I think at this point, Psychonauts was still exclusive to Xbox. I think this was its original release, so this is an exclusive there. You've got pretty much all the big You've got all the big third-party stuff. Complete parity with PlayStation 2. You've got Doom 3, which include the collector's edition, which had, like, as far as I know, the first home console PC perfect ports of Doom 1 and 2 in the collector's edition as well. Jade Empire, new BioWare, the RPG, this sort of situation. Unreal Championship 2 for your online play on Xbox Live. And of course, that's a damn good month right there. That's damn good month.
That's outstanding.
There it is, folks. Xbox beating the PlayStation 2 in April 2005. And like, this isn't to throw shade at Xbox, being like, holy shit, what of all the things, Xbox, PlayStation 2.
Well done,
If you've been like, attaboy. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
If you've been listening to this show this year in particular, PlayStation has been just astounding. PlayStation 2's 2005 has been fucking absurd. And this is a really solid month, and Xbox still managed to come in hot enough to beat it, I think. Absolutely wild.
I think so, too.
Yeah. You like to see it. I love seeing competition. You really do.
I do, too.
All right, here we go.
Honestly, truly.
Here we go into the 30. April 1995. Arcade saw the release of Mortal Kombat 3. I remember being really excited about this one, but had a lot of the wind taken out of my sails when I saw the final character roster. Like, Mortal Kombat 3 was an awkward-ass release. I liked the idea of the combo system and the run button, but like, they released a Mortal Kombat game without Scorpion in it.
Yeah.
Like, Sub-Zero was just a dude in this one.
He's just a white guy.
He's just some white guy with a red mark on his eyeball. Shang Tsung looked really stupid. Striker?
Yeah, Striker fucking sucks. I love Striker, but he sucks. Like,
backwards hat.
He sucks. Yeah.
Just okay.
Yeah, it was like
it was a weird pull.
I see what you're going for.
It was a strange game. It was a strange game, and they corrected it with Ultimate. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 fixed it. Because Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is great. Because mechanically speaking, Mortal Kombat 3 did a lot of really cool stuff. I fucking love the bit where you uppercut somebody and just smash them into the next stage. You just fly through the ceiling and like, boom, there's the next stage. Like, you're just in a different background now. I adore that. Like, it's really, really love it. I thought the Pit 3 was an improvement over the Pit 2. It was the same final boss, right? Shao Kahn was the same boss again. So, like, that was a little bit of a letdown. I mean, Motaro was still cool, but, like, really, we're just going to reuse the same exact last boss from Mortal Kombat 2? Like, yeah, he's got a couple of new moves, but still, that was a little weak sauce, guys. A little weak sauce. But,
I mean,
still,
I don't know.
Mortal Kombat 3.
Mortal Kombat 3, I was so fucking crazy for Cabal in the arcade.
Oh, Cabal,
like when this
so
first came
good.
out, Cyrax is cool, Sector is cool, like Nightwolf is fine.
Nightwolf is Mortal Kombat's T-Hawk. He's all right.
He's all right.
He's not Chief Thunder, and therein lies the problem. Chief Thunder was if you're going to do the Native American guy, Chief Thunder was the guy. Yeah, and thank you, Killer Instinct. But like,
he's fine. He's fine.
Right.
But Cabal's fucking awesome.
Cabal's he has a great design, and he had such a good moveset. Like,
the hook swords are so cool. Loved them.
I always thought Sindel was a terrible character design.
Really?
I think she just looks stupid. I did think Shiva was pretty cool. I thought that was an interesting design. Stryker was dumb as shit. I was happy to have Kano back. I thought that was great. Kano and Sonya back on the playable roster. I thought Shang Tsung's new design looked ridiculous, but it also looked ridiculous in Mortal Kombat 2. But yeah, what was the Sector was not Sector. Cabal. Cabal was without a doubt the coolest new addition. Like that, summoning a saw blade out of the ground, like, didn't make any fucking sense. Who cares? He was so cool. I liked him.
Yeah.
And then your hidden characters. Your Noob Saibot was in this one as a hidden, and then this was Jade. Yeah. This was Jade. Yeah. Okay. So, Mortal Kombat 3, that was the thing. No notable releases in the PC market, as far as I could tell. So that brings us to the big boys. Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. This is an interesting month. Both platforms had 7 releases. The notable releases on Super Nintendo were Fatal Fury Special, Konami's Metal Warriors, and Kirby's Avalanche. While over on the Genesis, the notable releases I came up with were Theme Park, Izzy's Quest for the Olympic Rings, Barkley Shut Up and Jam 2, and Echo Jr. Second generation Dolphin.
Man, yeah, I hate both of those. I hate both of those lineups.
Really?
Yeah.
You hate Fatal Fury Special?
No, I mean, hate is probably a strong word. I don't love them. Fatal Fury is okay on the Super NES.
Fatal Fury is fine. I think Metal Warriors is a pretty neat game. I love Kirby's Avalanche is Puyo Puyo. So, like...
Yeah, but it had Kirby in it, so I wasn't interested.
Well, that's your own dumb fault.
That's a completely me problem. I totally get that, but
Metal Warriors on Super NES. This is a Konami joint. This is one of those like super expensive games. I want to say.
I'm sure. It is.
Oh my god, I fucking hate YouTube ads. Go away. I just want to look at gameplay of Metal Warriors to refresh my memory.
Just fucking pay for YouTube Red, Chris. God damn.
No, I just need to use my different browser.
Or whatever it is.
I'm not going to fucking pay for YouTube to skip the ads. No, thank you. I can just use a different browser. Yeah, like Metal Warriors isn't one of those games that I put a lot of time into, but I know it's a game that folks have some care for. I loved Kirby's Avalanche. This was my first time playing a Puyo Puyo game, so I thought that was awesome. And over in the Genesis, it's neat that they got Theme Park, but Izzy, Echo Jr., and Shut Up and Jam 2...
Yeah.
In the Super Nintendo versus Genesis category, I think Super Nintendo takes it pretty handily. To throw a few other things in Sega's corner, the Sega CD got 4 releases. They got Dungeon Explorer, Earthworm Jim Special Edition, Fahrenheit, and Road Rash. That's pretty solid for Sega CD.
Road Rash.
The Earthworm Jim Special Edition is the best version of Earthworm Jim. Love the music on that. I don't know Dungeon Explorer very well. I don't know Fahrenheit very well. And Road Rash is Road Rash. So,
Yeah, Road Rash is great. Love Road Rash.
I think Sega CD kind of takes the win so far.
Yeah, I would. That's a weird thing to say.
It is a weird thing to say. As much as I adore Kirby's Avalanche, I kind of feel like, Road Rash, Earthworm Jim, I feel like those four are pretty damn solid. The 32X got Knuckles Chaotix.
It did. That is a game it received.
It sure is. That game's dumb. The Neo Geo had 2 releases: Super Sidekicks 3, The Next Glory, and Fatal Fury 3, The Road to the Final Victory. The Jaguar had 3 releases: International Sensible Soccer, Double Dragon 5, The Shadow Falls, and Hover Strike. I can specifically speak to Double Dragon 5 for the Jaguar as being a steaming pile of garbage. The Jaguar CD didn't
Sensible
exist yet.
Soccer.
Sensible Soccer. 3DO had 2 releases: Carrier Fortress at Sea and Iron Angel the Apocalypse. I've never heard of either of those games. So I really think Fatal Fury 3 is good stuff, but I don't know if that alone is enough to take on the Sega CD. I think the Sega CD takes it this month.
Let's give it to Sega CD. I don't know who's keeping track. But
Game Boy had The Lion King and PGA European Tour, while Game Gear had one game, Tempo. Yeah. Sega CD for the win.
The Tempo?
Yes. Sega CD
always funny.
Win.
Always funny. I don't know why it is, but it's always fucking funny. Yeah, that's times. Wild.
Yeah. And then we get the Tears of Unfathomable Sadness, which is April 1985. Just dead center in the middle of this U.S. game crash.
Yeah.
The Atari 5200 got Bounty Bob Strikes Back. The ColecoVision got Cubert's Cubes. The Intellivision had nothing. The 2600 doesn't have a single new game released until August. There was nothing interesting on the PC market. October NES is now out until October. There were no new Game & Watches. So really the only proper thing of value here this month is the arcade release of the original Paperboy. Which is
not nothing.
It's not.
That game's fun as hell.
That game's fun as hell. It was a big success for Atari. That's the clear winner. Not that it's up against literally anything. Cubert's Cubes on ColecoVision and Bounty Bob Strikes Back are not bad games, but they're not fucking Paperboy. So
no.
Poor 1985.
Wow.
It was a rough year.
Yeah, it's not
rough year for the
that is not what you want.
Not so much.
Yeesh.
Well,
that's
it.
This felt like in April.
Yeah. That's the 10, 20, 30, 40 for this month. I think we're going to start seeing some things show up next month. I feel good about next month.
All right.
Going into summer vacation for the kiddos. You got to have a couple of things on the shelves and see what's what.
It's going to have a thing or two for them to play.
But with this, we're going to take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what's new at Stone Age Gamer. We're going to talk about what's new in the news with Week Old News, and whatever the hell else jumps in front of our faces. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. And now here's a quick look at what's new from us and our partners at Geekade.com.
First up, on this month's episode of this week's episode, the crew talks about a show called Abbott Elementary. It was Angie's pick, so we can be sure it's great. She married Evan after all, so it's a scientific fact that she has good taste. But what will the episode be called? We don't know because, well, they haven't recorded it yet. Yes, Kris's schedule has once again caused a clusterfuck in recording, so they'll be hitting that business in the next couple of days. So please look forward to this week's episode 287, whenever the hell it comes out.
I'm eating a granola bar.
You certainly are.
It's really good. Next, a theater near you is in a similar boat to this week's episode, and it's all my fault. April has been a kick in the teeth. Making time to do things like podcasting has been a challenge, but we're going to record this episode this week as well. We're watching a movie called The Search for One-Eyed Jimmy. It was Sean's pick, and I have never heard of it before. It should be a good time. Don't miss the theater near you, episode 51, Search for One-Eyed Jimmy.
I mean, I am shocked you guys are watching porn, but all right.
Hey, it's Sean's pick, and I don't question it. What were the options? Hold on, because it was S.
I mean, and there's no good titles.
Right,
that
there's
start
no
with
good
S.
movies. So
No.
I suggested Street Fighter, right? Because I haven't seen the relatively
Because to
Street Fighter
me,
in a while.
it was only a Tuesday.
Right, it's such a magnificent movie. But the problem was, Paul had just watched it, like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So he didn't vote for that. Paul picked Silver Streak, another one that I'm unfamiliar
Oh,
with.
shit. That's fucking Silver Streak. God damn.
I don't know that one.
I haven't-
So we wound up with Search for One-Eyed Jimmy. I guess I hope it's good.
I haven't seen Silver Streak in, God, 30 years, maybe? Fuck, I'm old. I can't help you with Search for One-Eyed Jimmy. I assume it's wonderful. Finally, Chris.
Not be. Finally. Fucking finally.
Pro wrestling. Finally, asshole, pro wrestling. I love it. You love it. But does the SNES love it? Well, I say yes. Yes, SNES. Or SNES, yes. How could it not? After all, there were plenty of wrestling games on the platform, many of which were WWF flavored. Not WWE, before the age of the WWE. This is the WWF. And that's where the SNES games come from. So in this all-new episode of the SNES podcast, Greg and Joe don their finest leotards. That's trunks, Chris. That's how much you don't watch wrestling. They don their trunks, talk about a pair of squared circle classics. Or did they write this? I don't know. Leotards, maybe. Check out all their action in the SNES podcast, episode 256, WWF WrestleMania and WWF Raw.
That's right. We don't like our wrestling cooked.
That's right. We like it raw.
Raw and wiggling.
Oh boy, that because you see that. I thought you were going for like a Vince McMahon impersonation at the start there, and it was close, and then it very quickly devolved into Gollum.
Vince McMahon and Gollum, interchangeable.
I didn't realize that. I just didn't know John Wayne walked that way. Just. Son of a bitch. They're the same person, just pitched up or pitched down.
For all this and more from us and our partners, be sure to keep your eyes on geekade.com. All right, everybody, we're back. That's enough joy and rapture for us. We've just been talking about the happiest, the marshmallowy, rainbowiest things you can imagine.
That's right.
On the break.
Just nothing but blowjobs for everybody.
Anyway, what's new at Stone Age Gamer this week? Again, really not much. It's been an interesting time. There's actually a few things going on behind the scenes, but nothing I can really talk about because it's nothing that's set in enough stone. But you know, the bosses have their fingers in many sinister pies, so we will we'll see
Gross.
where things go from there. Honestly, it's one of my most quoted Monarch lies.
It's so good.
The Monarch has his fingers in many sinister pies.
Sinister pies.
Fucking love that guy.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
So with that said, it means it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. And first and foremost, or five most, depending on inflation, Polygon. I'm so good at this.
Oh man, yeah. This is a really, really good podcast. Good God,
Can't believe people listen to this. I can't believe people listen to this on purpose.
I can't believe you people listen to this and you're like, oh, more. Yes, more of this particular brand of fucking nonsense.
I ask you, listeners, what does this say about you?
What? Who fucking hurt you?
Do better.
It's like, I get it. It's us. But we're us.
We're
not them.
No choice.
Yeah, we have to be like this. We can fucking download this and be like, oh, let me also give them money. Fuck. Jesus Christ. And
I don't want you to take this that is not just the most extraordinary appreciation.
Oh,
just
no,
nothing,
we
nothing
do,
but love.
But son of a bitch.
And
something wrong with y'all.
Because we know there's something wrong with us.
That's right. That's right, we do. Oh, boy.
Polygon reports 19 years later, the Oblivion remake is here.
It is.
That Oblivion remake that had been rumored and spotted and et cetera, is actually turns out to be a real thing. And it was shadow dropped. It was just boom, here it is.
I love that. You know that thing you've been like worried about and like thinking about and all that shit? Here, have it. Take it right now. It's burning my hands. Take it.
We're not doing release dates. Fuck it. No. Now. Download it immediately.
That's right. In this economy, where no one has to plan for anything because we're all flush with cash, just fucking here you go. Here's a brand new, expensive game you weren't expecting.
Oh, you want to pre-order this shit? Fuck you. No pre-orders. It's available now.
It's available then.
It was actually went live a week ago. Fuck you.
We just didn't tell anybody. Suck our shit.
Oh, I love this. This is great. Good job. The fucking horse armor's in there too. I love it.
Yeah, outstanding.
Great job, guys. And I'm not being facetious. Legitimately, I think shadow drops are great. I think they're such a fun way to do things. It's just like
I do too,
and it's available now. Like during Nintendo Directs, you always love to see those fucking shadow drops, right? They're just you know you're going to get some stuff. Most of the stuff you're going to be looking forward to in the future, but every now and then they're just like Metroid Prime Remastered. You can buy that shit today.
Oh my gosh, can I? Fuck me.
And then you do it. It's great, and people seem to be loving it. Although I think I saw a news story today that there was an update that broke a bunch of shit. So it's definitely Oblivion.
Well, yeah, that tracks.
Doesn't work right. Yeah, then it's Oblivion. It's the reason I don't play those games. But
yeah,
people love them, and I'm so happy for them that they have this in their lives, bringing warm fuzzies to their cold pricklies.
That's right.
All right, next up, we've got Go Nintendo reports Sydney Sweeney to star in film adaptation of Split Fiction.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm going to play that.
As do I. I actually put in for their review for it on Switch 2. Apparently that's a code that we got offered, so I put through my name for that. Because I'm very interested in giving that a try with Karen. I know I could boot up It Takes Two. I've never played that one, but I don't want to. I want a new game for my Switch 2, and this seems like a pretty cool thing. So let's see if I get it. I'm hopeful. I got my fingers crossed. But yeah, look, video game adaptations are going to be a thing. Like we saw this with comic books, and we knew that once a video game adaptation broke the mold, once one of those made the fucking money, we knew that was going to happen, and here we are. Like,
and House of the Dead came out a long time ago, so it's about time we caught up.
Yeah, seriously, because that was a masterpiece.
That movie is fucking great.
Blood Rain, 10 out of 10, no notes. No, man, we got Super Mario Brothers breaking all those records. Minecraft is making a buttload of money. The Last of Us, Castlevania did great for Netflix. Like, video game adaptations are a way to make money right now. And we just have to hope that more people look at them, like, look at the ones that have made a lot of money. I mean, Sonic to an extent, like, the closer
Sonic's done movies, really well. Yeah.
The closer those games, the closer the movies get to the games, the more money they make. Minecraft was a movie about fucking Minecraft. The Super Mario Brothers movie was a Super Mario Brothers ass Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is a pretty faithful adaptation of the fucking games. That's what makes these things work. So as long
Who knew that we would want to see the stories we know and love up on the big screen with talented actors?
Who would have guessed that the
Son of a
reason
bitch.
these properties are popular in the first place is because of the content? Who would have thought?
It's just fucking weird.
So, I haven't played Split Fiction yet. I'm hoping to, and but it seemed like, just from what I know of the plot, it seems like it could make for a really interesting movie. It's one of the reasons I'm interested in playing the damn game, is I think it sounds like an interesting situation. So, I'm all for it. And I don't think I've seen Sydney Sweeney in anything, but she's certainly has attributes that people like.
I actually like Sydney Sweeney. I think she is a pretty good actress.
She's funny. I've seen her do funny things before.
Oh, she's so good in Madam Web. She's got, the comedy stuff down, but also, why the fuck can't I remember the name of that show right now that's on HBO? Euphoria. That show's not funny. There's some serious shit on there, so she's good.
Cool. All right, next up, GameSpot reports EA Sports announces Madden NFL 26, College Football 26 release dates and pre-orders. So this is pretty cool and pretty interesting. I don't know. This is a little vague about the college football one, but they're all coming out in where is it? Where is the damn date? Release new trailer, blah blah blah. Pre-orders for both games are open now. They're only available. All right, so here's the interesting thing, since I can't seem to find the fucking date. Sorry, hold on. Pressing buttons for Gambler. All right. They're only available for PS5 and Xbox Series X to pre-order now, but they will be open soon for the Nintendo Switch 2. Because the game is coming out day and date on Switch 2, which is pretty cool to hear. What's interesting is that they're not coming out on PS4 and Xbox One.
Yes, I saw that.
So
and that is good. It's about fucking time.
They have officially moved on to the next generation. Several years in, they are now officially
5 or 6 years into the next gen. We're into the next gen.
Interesting, though, is that so they had said before that the Switch 2 version of the game was going to be specifically designed for Switch 2. Now, we've heard that song and dance before. This is how we wound up the bullshit Legacy Edition of FIFA back in the Switch, on the regular Switch, which is a completely pared down, nonsense, bullshit version of the previous gen game that they just threw its corpse in a game card and threw it on the Switch and made money off of. Absolute fucking garbage. Now, that's just what I assumed they were doing here. Like, okay, well, they're still making PS4 and Xbox One versions, so the Switch 2 version is just going to be that, specifically for a Switch 2. But if they didn't make previous gen versions, they had to do something for Switch 2. So I'm very curious what this or these games are going to actually be like on Switch 2, because I'd like to think Electronic Arts has learned a little bit of a lesson. It's like, if you want people to buy your games, you should make them not suck. But this is Electronic Arts we're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm filled with hope in that regard. But I did think it was interesting that they finally stopped supporting PS4 and Xbox One this year.
Yeah, like I said, it's about fucking time.
I really want them to put NHL on it. Like, I want them to... I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know why we're just dipping our toes into the water. Like, I don't know. Switch is the second best-selling game platform of all time, and I don't know if it's going to catch on. We should just stick with FIFA. That's the safe bet. Like, why did it take a whole other console generation for Electronic Arts to be like, you know what? We could actually make money selling on this platform like everyone else. And I don't care about Madden. I just want NHL. I want my fucking hockey game.
Right.
I want a cool hockey game. I just want to buy one of them. Just give me the latest EA NHL, and then play it online and be able to use the dopey camera and give me crossplay. I don't feel like that's too much to ask.
It doesn't seem like it is, but it might be. I mean,
it might be.
Maybe you're the problem.
It's me.
Maybe you're just expecting too much. That's right, Taylor.
Okay, GameSpot reports Anbernic, other retro game hardware companies halt U.S. sales due to tariffs. Feel like we're going to see a decent amount of this showing up, but yes, there's been a couple of companies that have just been like, we can't do it. We cannot support the U.S. right now. It is not financially viable to sell in the biggest market on the planet.
You're welcome.
The art of the deal, guys. This is the art of the deal. It's all going to get better from here.
That's right, baby.
But yes, that's a thing that has happened. We're seeing this across the board. This is not just affecting our industry. Board games in particular getting hit hard. This is a tumultuous time, and I guess we're just going to have to see what happens because we have no other choice. So that's a big bummer. But,
it really is. It really, really fucking is.
Doesn't bring me joy to hear, but
no,
we'll see. We don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now. We have no idea what anything is going to look like 6 months from now. We just don't, because that's where we are.
Yeah,
it could be anything. So much could change. But anyways, my favorite story of the week is where we're going to finish off. My favorite story, this happened on Sunday, and I came to post it in the Discord chat, and somebody beat me to it. Nintendo Life reports Paul Rudd returns in an awesome SNES-style Switch 2 commercial. This made me so happy, because I love that original commercial. And as I work on this kind of stuff for my retrospectives all the time, so I'm intimately familiar with that commercial. So yes, they made this new commercial where Paul Rudd's got the same dorky hair. He's wearing the exact same outfit, the necklace, the long jacket, the shirt. And he looks like he's aged. Not as much as you'd think.
No, not as much as you'd want.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude. But he looks great. The commercial was great. It does a great job of emulating the Super Nintendo commercial and poking some fun at it. And Joe Latrulio from the State is in there for some reason, and I'm totally into that. So that was great. But I think the part of this that made me so happy was that Nintendo also uploaded the original commercial to their YouTube channel in the highest quality it has ever been.
Yeah.
Because it's a direct upload from Nintendo. Please, I am begging you, do more of that. Upload as many of your old commercials to YouTube as you have. As many as you have in your vault. Throw them up on your channel. They will do fucking numbers. Because there's so much nostalgia connected to this stuff, and it's just great to have it backed up. It made me so happy to know that they had it. And I want to believe that they have more, but yes. Now you're playing with power, super power. So, of course, he says in the commercial, guys, it's nice playing with power, but this is better because now we're playing together. Super together. Yes. Fucking yes. So happy. This made me so happy. Love it. Good job, Paul Rudd. And good job, Nintendo, for recreating this, for going back to your history. Because it's the perfect thing. The Switch 2 is the NES. The Switch 2 is the Switch what the Super NES was to the NES. This is the iterative upgrade that Nintendo apparently never does, except with the NES to the Super NES, the Game Boy to the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Color to the Game Boy Advance, the DS to the 3DS. But they never do this.
Chris, they don't do it. Stop.
Nintendo
you're embarrassing yourself.
Innovating every single time they release a system. It's a huge innovation. They change the game every time they release a system. Every time. Without question. That's what they're known for.
No,
it's what they're known for in recent memory. If you think past your nose, which is not the strong suit of a lot of folks in the world. It's actually not the case, and that's fine. I love that the Switch 2 is not reinventing the wheel. I hope the Switch 3 reinvents the wheel, unless there turns out to be no real reason to reinvent the wheel. But there's no reason. This is everything they've ever done combined into one platform, and now they just made that better. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, like that's all. That's just all we want.
Yeah.
You know, like from now on. Like it was weird. I was talking about it with somebody the other day about like, are we really going to get a PlayStation 6? Because for some reason that to me sounds like a silly ass name. You know, like up to 5 has sounded so, but so
you
far
you have to get to the PS9. They already advertised it.
I know they did, but like, are we really just gonna that like? But that's just what we're doing now. Like, this is PS6, you know, and then we'll have a PS7. But PS7 doesn't sound as bad as PS6. I don't know why that one sounds so fucking weird to me. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I think
PS7 sounds
iPhone
better.
16? Yeah, PS7 sounds fine. PS8?
Yeah, that sounds fine. PS9?
Really? PS6 doesn't sound good to you? PS6
I don't know.
good
That
to
one
me.
just sounds weird to me.
I like it.
I don't, for whatever reason. But it's just...
PS6.
PS6. Sexy. Yeah. Well, that's what it's going to be when we get to the PlayStation 10. It's going to be the PSX. Fucking...
Yikes.
Oh, boy. Because, well, like, that's...
And then you turn into Krusty the Clown.
I know. It's weird. I don't know why that happened. Because I'm tired and drunk. No, I'm neither of those. I'm wide awake and coked out of my mind. Oh, God. I'm not supposed to say that either. Fuck, I'm high? I don't know which of these is better.
Well, that's, now that's the cat's out of the bag. He's actually a congressman.
That's right. That's right. I'm sharing secrets, baby. Oh, wait, no, that would make me a secretary. Anyway, God, all right, never mind. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, that wraps up week-old news for this week.
You're not going to... No, but there was one more Sydney Sweeney story.
Oh, there was?
I shared it in our Discord. Our Discord.
The discard pile? We playing Uno now?
She and Michael Bay are making an Outrun movie.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. They're making an Outrun movie. Yes.
Yeah, there's not much more to say about that. It doesn't need a story.
This is like putting Michael Bay in charge of Transformers? No, thank you. I don't like the Michael Bay Transformers movies. Put Michael Bay in charge of a fucking Outrun movie? Don't give that man plot.
I'm all in.
I want things to blow up. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm really good with it. And not for nothing, I do like that first Transformers movie. It's not a good movie, but it was just the spectacle of it. I was like, all right, this is great. Look at that. They're big, and they're zoop, 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 and they're transforming, and the whole thing. Love it.
I will always love that moment, the first time Optimus Prime transformed on the big screen, and Peter Cullen leans down and says, "Are you Samuel Witwicky?" And I'm just like, this was worth the price of admission right there. I saw it, now I'm good. But it's just not a great movie. It could have been. You could have made a really good movie out of Transformers. You could have made a lot of really good movies out of Transformers.
Yeah. But they have made a lot of Transformers movies.
They have. Anyways, so yes, Outrun's coming. And with that is the end of week-old news. But before we go to our second break, I just want to remind everybody that we're giving away a special coupon for our site. The coupon code is YARS this month, as in YARS, the Atari game, all caps, YARS. This will get you $7 off orders of $50 or more. This coupon code is valid until April 30th, so you know what? Never mind. This episode's not going to go up before April 30th.
Suckers.
So tune in next week.
Buy my moccasins.
Buy my zebra brain lunchboxes. You guys are suckers.
Suckers.
No, look, I'm sorry. Yeah. The coupon code, I mean, right now, we're recording it right now. And if you
it's still active.
If you're in my basement right now, or you can hear this code and use it.
No, wait, because when Because for Patreon subscribers...
That's true. Patreon subscribers, this will be out before the 30th. So for Patreon subscribers, before April 30th, 2025, you still have a possibility to use this code for $7 off orders of $50 or more. $30 threshold is based on order subtotal, does not include shipping and taxes, cannot be combined with other coupon codes, and it does not apply to pre-ordered items. So there you go. And the next week, there will probably be a different coupon code. Who knows? I can't tell the future, but I can tell that it is time for our second break. So Dan and I are going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what we've been up to. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. All right, everybody, we're back. I didn't even tell Dan was doing it. We're just here now.
No,
he's going to have to deal with it.
He snuck it in.
I did.
In the back door.
Twisting it around. What are you going to do about it?
It's the way I like it, like a duck.
Before I think too much about that, so yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on, what's been cooking in our lives. Now I was just telling Dan about all right, so the last couple of days I've been in a town. We went and visited my in-laws, and I've been, besides the, I talked about last week how I woke up in the morning and was feeling like absolute utter garbage, and then all of a sudden I get this message from you wonderfully fine people that y'all have effectively paid for me to get a Switch 2. And I'm still just, I can't stress enough, y'all don't owe me shit. But at the same token, I am just so extraordinarily moved and grateful to every person who was involved. But then the rest of the day, I was feeling like trash because I've been sick. Those fucking mongrels at Ellie's school, they got me ill. And then allergies on top of that, and then Karen was sick on top of that. So it's just been a house full of sadness and pestilence for the last couple of days. Kids are fine, but Karen and I have just been we have been driving the struggle bus. But we also had made these plans. The kids are on spring break that we were going to go up to North Jersey and visit visit Karen's sister and the kids' cousins whom they love. So we on Monday and Tuesday, I just did as much work as I possibly could. I worked myself to the fucking bone to get, the next video put up, and the blog written, because, I wasn't going to have I was going to be able to work from a distance, but the laptop that I have is 2011 MacBook, which doesn't properly run Chrome. It can't operate the operating system, update the operating system anymore. It just doesn't do. There's a program that I use to help facilitate returns. I can't run that program. I can't run our social media program, so I have to go to each social media page individually to update the social media stuff, and even then, it only works some of the time. Like, I can't properly do pictures. It's a fucking mess. It's been a difficult situation, but it's in service of getting the kids to hang out with their cousins during spring break, and it was well worth it. Karen and I were still feeling kind of crappy on Wednesday when we went up there. So we left the house as early as we could. We drove up there, and the weather was so perfect. Now, I don't usually love going to this place because this house is a converted barn, and it's not done. This house is a fixer-upper, to say the least. This is I'm not exaggerating here. This is a multi-million-dollar fixer-upper. Like, this is something... The groundskeeping alone, if done properly, is a full-time job. Like, this is a huge property, just an absolutely absurdly huge property with so much work that needs to be done to it, from the plumbing to the heating to everything. Like, it's got really cool bones. It's a barn that is a really cool shape. There's a pool. There's all kinds of really cool stuff, but it would take an astronomical feat to get this house to be anywhere even remotely resembling where I would want to live in. So
it's one of those situations where you're like, I can't believe we could afford this. And then you're like, oh, this is why we could afford it. We should have asked questions.
And like, she's an interior designer, so I understand what she sees. She looks at it and just sees all the potential. And like, I'm like, okay, but your kids need bedroom walls. Like,
yeah, that is, yeah.
But it's not my life. And the thing is, like, whenever I go there, I'm usually decently miserable because there's animal hair everywhere, and the climate control isn't great. But the weather was so perfect these last couple of days. I was so comfortable this whole time. And I felt the fruits of my efforts from all the exercise I've been doing. Like, I just wasn't sweating as much. I wasn't winded as much. Like, I was able to do things. Obviously, my back still hurts like a motherfucker, but like, I was able to do so much more. Like, we went on a 2-hour hike, and I was fucking fine. Ellie and her cousin Josie were like hanging on me, like begging me to carry them. Like, I'm so hot, I'm so tired, and I'm like, I'm barely sweating right now. What the fuck is going on? Like, it was just so nice being away from home, and I really missed Hopper. I really missed the dogs. In particular, we left the dogs with my mom, and Hopper was great with her dogs, and I had my friend Erica come and walk Hopper on Thursday, because I wouldn't make my mom walk Hopper because he's a fucking crazy ass dog and he would rip her arms off. But she came by and she walked him, and apparently he was very well behaved, so everything was fine. But it was so nice to get away from home and away from all of the stuff around me that's been stressing me out. Like, I really needed to clear my head, even if it was there, and I was able to help Karen's sister out with a handful of things. I got a couple of plans for doing way more stuff over at their house. I get to organize her garage. I'm so excited. And I need to do that to my own garage, too. Like, my own garage is in desperate need of organizing, but this is a little bit more pressing. Like, my garage is functional. This one, long story. No need to get into her personal life. But
right.
I'm excited about it. I'm feeling so much healthier than I have. Like, the sickness is out of my system. There's still some allergies, obviously, because it's that time of year. But I don't feel sick anymore. I can breathe. I don't feel like death. I got a couple of good nights sleep. I also got a bed. Oh, shit. That was the other fun surprise. So, like I said, she's an interior designer, and as such, a lot of times her jobs will wind up with, like, extra shit. Like, lamps and coffee makers and whatnot. I was complaining about our bed and how we need to get a new bed, and she was like, I've got a king-size mattress out there in the garage if you want it. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, yeah.
Sold.
She has been selling a handful of mattresses. She last handful of jobs, she wound up with a bunch of mattresses, and like she had a couple of queens and twins, and so she's been selling them on Facebook Marketplace. But there was this king one, and she's like, you can have it. I don't have a bed frame, but bed frames, that's the cheap part, So we ordered a new bed frame for like $200 some odd on Amazon. Looked pretty cool. And so in a couple of days, I'm finally going to get a king-size bed. Karen and I have been sleeping in a queen-size bed forever, and it's just not big enough for the two of us. And our mattress, when they sold us the mattress, I told them what happened with our previous mattress. I sleep on my side, and I tend to sleep kind of curled up towards the edge. And what happened with our older mattress is that it just turned into an incline. And I know you're eventually going to create like a divot in your bed or wherever where you sleep. I just needed it to very specifically not go on an incline like the old one did. And they were like, no, this one's going to form this because of the way this memory foam works. That's going to form around you. You're going to get your own little divot there. It's not going to turn into an incline. Well, it turns into a fucking incline.
You're going to sink in.
It's been that way for years. I sleep on a hill, so I move myself in, and then as the night goes on, I have to eventually stop myself from rolling off the side of the fucking bed. I don't sleep at night, and it's in addition to just not having enough room in the bed for the two of us. Like, I can't just spread out and enjoy my space in the bed.
You can't starfish.
I can't starfish. God damn it! So we're going to have a king size bed in no time. Like whenever the Amazon thing shows up, and then of course we got to get sheets because none of our sheets are going to fit. But
no, that's exciting.
I'm super excited about it.
It's so funny. Like Tiff and I have talked about it before, and not ever seriously, but like not seriously at the same time. Of like, why do we sleep in the same bed? Like, why do we do that? Because it's weird.
Is it?
Because it is, right? Because we just keep buying bigger mattresses so we can get the fuck away from the person that we're sleeping with.
Well, I don't want to be away from her. I just want to not be literally squishing her, I want to be next to her, but I don't want to be on top of her. Like, I want to be comfortable next to her.
But you could also fucking Lucy and Desi that shit and be next to her. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like I said, it's not, Tiff and I are not getting separate beds, but it's just a weird thing of like, we make there's all these mattresses and you see commercials of like, I like to sleep cold. Well, I like to sleep hot. Well, with this bed, you can adjust the temperature, or you could have two separate fucking mattresses.
And if the mood strikes, you got to get up and move furniture? No, thank you. I'm not going to be in the mood after moving furniture. And she sure as fuck isn't.
You animals fucking your own bed? That's weird. You have a couch for that, sir. Or a kitchen. God.
Remind me never to eat at your house.
Oh, you eat at your house, don't you? I'm just saying, you haven't had eyes on me the entire time I've been there.
Jesus Christ.
I may have fucked in your kitchen. I may not have. I don't actually remember.
Fucked what and whom?
Yes. And, no, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Because, like, we just keep on. Because next you'll need a California king. Because it's not big enough. I got to get the fuck away from this person I love.
Only if I gain a whole lot more weight. I don't need much more room. I just need a little bit more space. Therein lies the trouble. Like, I don't need a lot more space. I just need a little bit more. Like, I don't need there to be a whole lot of space next to us. It's just like, we were both smaller people when we got married. So the queen bed was fine. Things have expanded a little bit, We're getting older.
That's fair. I don't know. We have a queen size. I find it to be just right, because a king size really is so much bigger.
Yeah,
like it really is shockingly
before.
Bigger.
We've stayed in a hotel occasionally and been like, oh shit. So this is how comfortable we can sleep. Okay.
This is how our life could be.
It's going to be the whole fucking room. Like, it is literally going to be a bedroom at this point. Like, there's just not going to be a whole lot of room for anything other than the bed, and that's fine. I don't need a lot of space. I just need to go in there and sleep and have a closet and a dresser. We're good. So, But yeah, free bed. So,
that is exciting.
Definitely going to help not free bed, free mattress. Again, the mattress is the expensive bit. Like,
right.
So we're basically getting a king size bed for what? I think the mattress cost. The bed frame we got off Amazon was like $180 something. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good deal for a king size bed. So I'm pretty.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So going back up there to help her clean out her garage. That seems like pretty solid payment for a free fucking bed. So
yeah, not too shabby.
I'm into that. Not too shabby at all. But yeah, I've been out of town this week. I do want to mention. I can't remember if I talked about this at all. The latest video that I made over on the YouTube channel. Did I talk about this last week about the console launches? I can't remember. If I did.
Yeah. And you were going up into your attic and pulling shit out.
Yeah. So I really was not.
I listen when you talk sometimes.
I was kind of concerned. I didn't think this was going to do very well. Like, I really didn't think this video was going to have any traction. It's one of my best performing videos so far. I am fucking astounded. It's currently at it just passed it's over 2,000 views. It's at 2,200 views right now. It's got 55 comments. Fascinating, wonderful comments from people sharing their stories of how they got their systems and talking about the stories they had, like, with their parents and how they got them their systems. It's been this wonderful experience that is just giving me life this last week.
That's awesome.
It still has 100% like rate, which is fantastic, and I really wanted to follow it up.
Give me a minute.
You're going to ruin it right now.
That's right, right now.
I wanted to follow it up with the next one, right? With chapter 2, because they're old blogs that I'm turning into these videos, and I'm kind of going through the old blogs and modernizing them a bit. And just because I'm a much better writer now than I was 10 years ago, but it's just been super. It makes me so happy that this video is performing well, and I really wanted to follow up with another one, but it was time for me to do another product review. So I had the Eon XB plug and play HD adapter is the one video that's going up this week, and I'm going to get right to work on doing part 2, which I hope I can duplicate some of its success. I feel like the last time I had a video that did like 2,000 views was like my first Zelda video, the history video.
Right.
And like each new episode had fewer and fewer views. So I kind of feel like this is going to be a similar situation. But even then, this is me just telling personal stories from my life, and that's going over so well, and it's resonating with people, and that makes me so happy. I'm so proud of that.
That's really awesome, man. That's really great. And if the next one's not doing as well, maybe you throw a little grifter tag in the title.
Right. Yeah.
Throw some sort of clickbait bullshit.
Women have no place in gaming. A look back at Nintendo's console launches.
Yeah, just something like that. It doesn't have anything. Don't mention it.
Nothing
at all. Just
what's the video called? Bitches Can't Drive. There we go.
Where's my fucking sandwich? A look back at the PlayStation console launch lineup.
Men are inherently superior. Oh, what's this video about?
Oh, this sounds like something I'd be interested in. Tits or shut the fuck up. Or no, sorry, tits or get the fuck out. That's what it is.
Dear Lord.
Tits or get the fuck out. A fond remembrance of the Ouya.
Ouya, nice tits.
The
internet's a terrible
N-Gage,
place.
not the only taco I want to talk into.
Oh, God damn it. God damn it.
Oh, boy.
Ah. So yeah, I think that's really
for any of the younger listeners, don't talk into a woman's vagina. They don't like that. Just it's a tip from your Uncle Dan. I don't know. That makes it sound weirder, I think, but this guy on this podcast said I have to talk
Uncle
to him.
D said I should stop using this as a microphone.
Blah 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 blah. Is this working for you? No, that's weird.
Why
He
am
got
I
cancer
still
from
single? I thought I was doing everything right. I sing to it just like my plants. I water it every day.
What song would you sing to it? Just out of curiosity. There you go. Let's save that. That's a question I want to ask you on the next Stone Age Gamer mailbag. What song do you sing into your wife's vagina? And if you don't, what song should you be singing? What's the best?
Dear listener, if you're still with us, tell us why.
Just what the fuck is wrong with all of you?
Is it just to find out how fucked up is it just a curiosity thing? Or are you all just listening like, I wonder where the bottom really is for these people?
Because, man, wow, if that's what you're waiting for, we're not even close. We're not even close. You know, like that fucking iceberg motivational poster? Where it's like, oh, this is just the tip, but there's all that shit underneath? We have barely begun to unpack. I've taken out my socks. That's it. Maybe one piece of the toiletry kit that I needed because we just got to the hotel and I wanted to freshen up.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We should be studied.
Oh, I'm so excited for next year. I don't know how it's going to translate or how we're going to make it work. But oh boy. Oh.
That's when shit goes next level.
That's right.
So I did actually play a couple of video games. Unfortunately, Beautiful Joe was not one of them because Beautiful Joe is available on the Switch.
For some fucking reason.
I've played a little bit more of Skies Above. That game's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I hope to write a review of it. I actually dove into. I was super. So we were gonna. I had pitched this idea of ranking all the Mario Kart games.
Yeah,
and it actually got me thinking of. I played all the regular circuits in Super Mario Super Circuit, the Game Boy Advance one.
Right.
Because I was talking to Mike Sheridan about it, and he was like, "Super Circuit's the worst." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, maybe is it? Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I got to think about that." And then I was playing, and I was like, "No, I don't think it is. I really like this fucking game, especially playing it on a TV on the Switch. Like I remember playing it on goddamn Game Boy Advance, but it was hard to see, but." I'm really having a blast with that game. That's a really fun Mario Kart game. God, I'm fucking stoked for Mario Kart. We'll get to that.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, even bad Mario Kart is still Mario Kart.
And none of it's been bad.
It's still pretty good.
I don't think there's been a bad Mario Kart game. I've only played a little bit of Mario Kart Tour because I just don't like playing on mobile, but... the arcade ones are pretty solid. That Mario Kart Live with the camera was fucking great. It's not like a great Mario Kart game, but it's a really cool experience.
Yeah.
And none of the mainline games are bad. I played a little bit of Mario Kart 64 was actually what started me. I had a song from that stuck in my head, so I booted that one up. And then I wanted to play a bunch of circuits in Super Circuit, and it's just great. Just brings me joy. And then
that's awesome.
I had a few minutes like before dinner, and it was some music from it got stuck in my head. So I booted up Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap.
Nice.
Which I hadn't played in a while. And fuck if that game doesn't still hold up.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Still I mean, obviously the game itself is it's the same thing as the Master System game, almost identical. So, but the gameplay is still just as fun. But God, that game is beautiful. The art direction in that remake is fucking astounding. Like, I remember being blown away when it first came out. And it has not aged a day. It still looks as gorgeous as it did the day it came out. It is a fucking stunner. I love that game to bitty bits. I was really happy to play some more of it.
Yeah,
now, obviously,
it's just
go ahead.
It's one of those things where like you really see the kind of timelessness that sort of art direction, animation, like however you want to fucking phrase it, how that can just really make a game timeless. Because that's never gonna look out of place.
It's never going to look bad. It looks like a fucking cartoon, and a beautifully animated one at that. It's so stunning. And I'm glad they keep doing work, because boy, I tell you, even thinking about the Switch 2 launch, and like, yeah, I got Mario Kart, and then I got Donkey Kong Bonanza, but what's after that? Oh right, there's a fucking Shinobi game from these people coming out.
Yeah.
There's a new Ninja Gaiden game on the way this year. Like, there's
so much good stuff
happening
out
soon. Theoretically, Hollow Knight Silk Song is happening this year. Like, there's some really good shit around the corner. I am fucking out of my mind excited. But we'll talk a little bit about the Switch 2 pre-orders after you go. So that's what I played, and then obviously the Switch 2 pre-order situation happened. So what have you been up to before we switch over to that?
Shay, excuse me. I really didn't have time to get to much this week. Tonight, obviously, we're recording the show. Last night was the NFL draft. So like a fucking schmuck, I'm glued to that because I had to see if the Giants were going to fuck it up, and they didn't. I don't know. I'm not a college scout. But I like what they did, so I'm excited about that. Wednesday night was wrestling, so that was out. I am also
the Andor premiere. The Andor premiere. I only got to watch one. There's 3 fucking episodes. I didn't know there was 3. We only had time to watch one, and we can't watch it tomorrow. I still haven't watched
the first season.
No,
I never watched Andor.
Fuck me, it's so good.
Yeah, I've heard.
Good. And tomorrow we can't watch it because tomorrow's Doctor Who. So I gotta wait till Sunday. I'm not happy about it.
We didn't watch Doctor Who yet either, because Monday. So I'm on the interview team at work because people value my opinions. It's weird. Because I'm not this big
to this podcast.
No, they clearly don't. That's why I don't use my name. And I do a different voice. This isn't actually... No, I'm just kidding. This is what I sound like.
Master Roshi is my real name?
Whoa. Boy, do I have a fucking story for you. No. Yeah, so like I'm on the interview team at work, and unfortunately, a lot of our interviews have been happening towards the end of the workday, and they extend into after the workday. So and then I have to get home from Philly, which means I just sit in traffic. So like I've been getting home later this week because we had a couple interviews earlier in the week. Tiff really wasn't feeling good earlier in the week, so I was like, well, I don't want to start. Because we do want to watch Andor, so that we can watch season 2 of Andor. And I was like, well, I can't really, like, I don't want to play South of Midnight without her because she really wants to play that. I'm playing all the other maintenance games that I play now that Speedstorm is a part of the maintenance games, which is, it's just so fucking fun. I really love that game. But I was like, we want to watch the new season of Doctor Who because Penn and Roddy are really interested in watching it. But we can't start that because Tiff doesn't feel good. So what I'm going to start. I'm going to watch Landman. Landman is a show that takes place where I used to live in Midland and Odessa, Texas. And it's all about oil and like all that shit. And it stars Billy Bob Thornton. And it's fucking wild. It's a good show. I do recommend it. You could see where I used to, it was so fucking weird, like watching the first episode and they go to a Permian high school football game, And it was like, oh my God, I went to Permian High School football games, and we went to Midland High School football games, and like Tiff hates whenever Permian shows up because she was in Midland and she hated, like, it was just this whole fucking thing. It was wild. But just like seeing it on the show, it's fucking weird, but a good show. And then Tuesday, I forget why the fuck we didn't do. Oh, because we played South of Midnight on Tuesday, and that game just continues to be fucking gorgeous, and I love it. And I did have a moment where we were playing it on Tuesday, and like the frame rate started dropping really, really bad, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on? This is crazy." Because I was like, the first night, first week or so that we've been playing this, the frame rate's been super solid and everything looks good. I don't have the graphics cranked all the way up, but I have everything on like either medium setting or high setting for certain things, and like it's been running really well. And now all of a sudden the game is like shit in the bed. Fuck. I was like, fuck, see, this is why I fucking hate PC gaming. Blah, blah, blah. Never mind, the Steam Deck sucks. And I was just cranky about it, which none of it's true, because the reason the frame rate was fucking dropping is because we were obviously playing on the TV, so it was docked, and I put the plastic cover back on my Steam Deck because I didn't want the cats to knock it off. It was fucking overheating. So my own stupid fault was making the thing fucking shit the bed because it got too hot. And I was like, oh, never mind. I love this thing. It's the best fucking thing ever. This thing's so fucking great. And it really, really is. And then a bunch of games went on sale this week. And I was like, fuck, I really want these games. There's a couple new things that came out. And I was like, no, I'm not going to buy them. What am I doing? I don't need to buy anything else. I have so much to fucking play right now. I played a little bit more Sekiro. That game is so fucking hard. I am not good at those games, Kris. I want to be. I feel like after years and years of playing video games, I should be a lot better at the Souls-like experiences, but I'm not good at them. It is humbling as I play through here. And the fucking kids were laughing at me, so I threw a controller at them, and they died a lot quicker than I did, and that felt pretty good. But no, I really just...
What's up
this
now,
week,
bitches?
That's right, assholes. I finished the book I was reading by Mr. Mike Drucker, who I think we should try and get him on the show, because I found out through the game, or through the book, I mean, that he said he will talk to literally anyone about the King's Quest game series, and I have some things to say about that. I love those fucking games. And I also found out that he was one of the writers on Kid Icarus Uprising when he worked at Nintendo. So,
all right.
Yeah,
reach out to him.
I think I'm going to reach out to him.
You do
and
that.
See if we can't get this fine gentleman onto our podcast. Sounds like a good time. But it was a good book. Good game, no rematch. I recommend it. It's a little sadder than I would have liked it to be. It kind of paints the picture of video gaming as a little bit sadder. Or at least his life in video games is a little sadder than I would like it to be, because I find it to be such a joyful medium, But I know everybody has fucking different experiences. Maybe that's what leads to assholes to be like, well, actually, Senketsu Gaiden and all that shit. Like, maybe you gotta feel superior about something. I don't know. Very, very strange. But that's really been it. Except for the one morning when I woke up and there were 9,000 messages in our Discord about all of you jolly fucks trying to get your Switch 2 pre-orders in. So tell me about the nonsense.
Oh boy. So this was actually really fun. I feel like it may have not. It was really fun because, as far as I know, just about everybody got one. Everybody that was looking to get one got one.
I think except like one or two.
Yeah, I think
people
one
are still
or two,
looking. Right?
And there are.
Yeah.
It's not over yet, right? There's still
right.
I think Sam's Club hasn't started pre-orders yet. What the hell is that? Some major website hasn't done their pre-orders yet.
Amazon hasn't yet, right?
I don't think they're going to. Amazon and Nintendo have a
they're not friends right now. Yeah,
they're not friends. But yeah, it's not over yet as far as getting one for launch. But the pre-orders went live at fucking midnight for some reason. So I had to stay up on my laptop at my sister-in-law's house, away from home.
The laptop that doesn't work.
The laptop that barely functions. So here I am. I'm already. It had been days of not sleeping well. Like I had not had good sleep in like 3 days by that point. So it's like, oh, here we are. We're up. I stay awake till fucking midnight and try to get one of these Switch 2s. And I was convinced I wasn't going to get one because we went through this with the PS5, and even trying to get you a PS5 was a fucking nightmare that took us weeks of trying.
Yeah,
and and I remember the PS5 launch was just absolute nightmare. Like it was all scalpers all the time,
and lousy with them.
To their credit, it does appear that there have been some pretty decent anti-scalper things put in place that seem to have kind of sort of worked. It did make a lot of stuff slower, so I'm gonna talk my own experience with it.
Right.
So I'm on the Discord with our friends, and we're all like gearing up. A couple of folks are watching Daredevil and stuff, and we had some fun conversations about that. But we're all gearing up as in the hours leading up to it. We're all like, okay, go to the websites. It's Target, it's Best Buy, and it's Walmart. And go to those sites, update all your payment information, make sure you're logged into your account. So so you're cleared for takeoff, and wherever you get it, right? Like that's
right.
Whatever you got to do, just as long as you get one, doesn't matter where. I wanted to get it through Best Buy, but I'd be happy to get it wherever I needed to get it. But I wanted to do Best Buy specifically because they're doing that midnight launch and whatever.
Right.
I'm also in another chat with the Nintendo Force crew. Because obviously we're all staying up like, well, we need to get some systems because we're going to need to write about this stuff. So some of us need to have this thing.
Right.
So like, I think 4 or 5 of us on staff were like up in the middle of the night, just plugging away, trying to get them. So midnight rolls around, and the first place. So Walmart just kind of immediately threw you into a queue. And I liked this about Walmart. There was no way to tell where you were in the queue. It was just like, if you were on that page, it was just like, you're now in line. You can continue shopping as long as you don't close this window. You have a spot in line. And if your spot comes up and we still have some in stock, you're good to go. You'll have 10 minutes to make your purchase. As soon as you lose your spot in line, that system goes back into the inventory. That's the end of that. But that's how Walmart goes. Best Buy at midnight, absolutely nothing. Like, okay. Best Buy didn't start until they started half an hour late, which threw everybody off. Because it's just did they sell out already? No, it just never went live. They didn't go live until a half an hour later, which was fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, that's wild.
Target can kiss all of my ass. Target was a fucking nightmare. Because Target was like, okay, once it's open, it was open at midnight, and you could throw it in the cart, and then you just couldn't check out. It was like everyone's got it in their cart, and everyone's trying to check out at once. PayPal crashed. Couldn't access PayPal at all. After like 20, 30 minutes of trying with Target, PayPal was just like, this is no longer an option. You have to use the
We're
credit
just
card.
not doing it. Fuck off.
It would get sporadically taken out of your cart, whether you wanted it to or not, or it would decline your payment because everyone was getting like fraudulent claims. I mean, like their credit card company would be declining the payment on their behalf, being like, no, you're not spending this much money. This has got to be fraud. Or you would get it to go through, and then a minute later you'd get an email saying that your pre-order was canceled. It was Target was an actual nightmare. Walmart was solid. It took a long time, but there was a degree of order to it. And because they were limiting it, I'm pretty sure they were limiting it to one per customer. I'm sure some scalpers made it through.
Oh, of course they did.
By and large, it seems to be like this is how this is going. And also, we were all helping each other. Like I was looking everywhere I looked online, everyone's trying to help each other. There was live streams of people being like, this place has got him now. Go, go, go. Don't leave the queue. Don't press this button. If you want to get one, get one. Or did this person get one? No, I got a second one. And I'll sell it to somebody who needs it, right? I'm not going to scalp it. I'm going to sell it to somebody who needs it. Apparently, there have been people jumping all over eBay, making tons of fake listings to drown out the scalpers.
Which, that is awesome. That's the kind of fucking disruption I'm here for.
Get out there, fuck them up. Make the scalpers, make this not worth it to them. Love it. Love every second of it. So I got through on Walmart eventually. While I was waiting in the queue at Walmart, I jumped into the queue at Best Buy. And then at Walmart, I picked up the Pro Controller because I decided to go for the bundle. Right? It's like, it's silly to not save the $30 goddamn dollars. It's $30 cheaper to get the digital one. I will spend the money to get the physical one eventually. I'll wait till it's on some kind of sale. Sure. Because I need to have it physically. But for now,
and you know that they will always have that available physically.
Yeah, Mario Kart's not going out of print, so I'm not that concerned about it. It's fine. So I bit that bullet. While I was waiting, I picked up a Pro Controller and the camera because that's all I needed. I'm going to wait on the carrying case until the day of because I don't think they're going to pre-order all the carrying cases, and I really want to see them in person. I just want to figure out what's out there. I don't need anything all that special or fancy. I've had the same Switch carrying case since it came out, and it served me wonderfully well. I just wanted, I want to see what's in the inside of it.
Yeah.
So I got the Pro Controller and I got the camera, and then after I was done with those guys, I'm in the queue for Best Buy, and Walmart comes through. I complete my purchase. Boom! I've got the Mario Kart bundle, the Pro Controller, and the camera through Walmart. But I didn't get out of line at Best Buy because I really wanted to get it at Best Buy. So I thought, well, worst case scenario. The Walmart money came out of my PayPal. Best Buy is going to come out of my bank account. So worst case scenario, I hold on to this, and then I find out if anybody else I know needs one and wasn't able to get one. And if that's the case, then I will just let them have my Walmart one and sell it to them at cost. Because I'm not going to scalp it. I'm just going to, whatever the actual price is, that's what you'll pay. Right. And then I broke through on Best Buy. And I was like, yes. So I got the system at Best Buy. And then afterwards, I was like, all right, well, let's see if I can get the controller and the camera too, because I don't want to get it from two separate places. I would love to just get everything at midnight. So then I jump in the queue for this controller, which there was a whole fucking queue for that. And that was another half hour. And then I jump in the queue for the camera, and that was another half hour. I was doing this shit until fucking 2:30 in the morning.
But you got him.
I think I was done at 2. And then I was like kind of up, just waiting for the dust to settle until 2:30. But yes, I got them. I still haven't gotten the confirmation emails from Best Buy, but if I go to my account on bestbuy.com, like they're there. They said they sent the emails, and I can log in to Best Buy and look at my purchases, order status. Let's see. Pre-ordered camera, pre-ordered controller, pre-ordered Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle. They are listed as pre-ordered items on my account. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what more I need. They're listed as my purchases. I have an order number. I'm signing in again right now just to double check live on the show.
Just to make sure.
Just to make as absolutely fucking sure as I could possibly be. Just as I'm putting in the confirmation number they sent me to log back into my account. Look at my purchases. Pre-ordered. Yep. Camera, system, and the controller. They're all there to be available on... That's interesting. This one says the Switch was pre-ordered on April 23rd, and the rest of them were April 24th. That's odd.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's weird.
They're all there. I've got order numbers and everything, so hooray. And then I found out tonight, Greg, one of my oldest friends, texted me and asked if I had gotten a pre-order. And I said, yes, I did. I got exactly what I was after. I got it at Best Buy so I can go to the midnight launch. And I asked if he got one. He said, no, he struck out. I was like, well, do you want one of mine? Because I got 2. And he was like,
as it so happens.
Turns out this is exactly what I wanted. Somebody needed one, and it just happens to be one of my oldest, closest friends who lives right by me. I'm
fucking
thrilled.
Great.
So he's gonna skip on the camera, which makes total sense because the thing with the camera, like, I'm getting it, one, for my kids, not that I think they're going to use it that much, but number two, I can't shake the feeling that at some point Nintendo's going to do something stupid with that camera. There's going to be like an extra mode in a game that does something ridiculous with that camera, and I'm going to want to have it.
And you're going to be happy that you have it.
I'm going to be so happy that I do. So So that's the story there. But we were having so much fun in the Discord. We were like, obviously there was tons of stress, but every time somebody got one, it was just all caps. I got one. It went through, and we were all super happy with each other. And same thing in the Nintendo Force. Pretty much I think there was one person on staff that gave up. And then everybody else who wanted one was able to get one. And it's pretty fucking cool. It was really fun. And like the reality started to sink in now. I had all this like kind of agita built up around the Switch 2 pre-order. Like, so I have this money. What am I going to do with it? Do I even know what, like, am I going to get the midnight launch? Am I going to have to wait a few weeks? Like, how is this going to work? It's just a big question mark that was causing me all this stress. Right. And like, obviously you guys gave me money for this thing. If I didn't get the pre-order, I was like, well, that fucking sucks, because like you guys did this super nice thing, and it would really suck if I even regardless of that, I still wasn't able to get it. That would have been really upsetting to me. Right. But now it went through. Now I can start figuring out what I'm going to do with the money that I had set aside for the Switch in the first place, because I had already saved up for this. And there are several varying degrees of responsible that I can be with that. Like, I really want to get myself a new laptop. It would be great to be able to work portably from time to time. Obviously, there's going to be things that I can only do, like the video editing and stuff. I'm really only going to be able to reasonably do here downstairs in my basement. But like, if the kids want to go play at a playground during summer vacation and I got to work, wouldn't it be great if I could just take my laptop and continue working at the playground? I can kind of do that now, but the battery lasts like at most an hour. And,
and you don't want it, like, you could get battery packs and all of that shit, but...
And even then, there's only so much I can actually do. Like, if I need to edit a podcast on the go, I just can't.
Right.
But a computer that was made within the last 5 years could do that. Like, doesn't need to... Audio editing doesn't require a whole lot of horsepower, especially something as simple as editing a podcast together. Like, I would love to be able to do that. And Best Buy's got some good refurbished MacBooks that seem within my price range. I also really need a new lawnmower. My lawnmower it's not great. It's not great.
I don't know, get a goat.
Get a what? I'm not getting a fucking goat. No.
I don't know. I feel like we're going to have one soon.
Well, good for you.
I don't want one, Chris. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like we might end up with... My fucking... Tiff texted me a picture the other... So I sent a picture to our Discord of the raccoons that are fucking hanging out in the attic. Mama and her babies. And, we're trying to... We're having conversations with her to move out, because we looked up how much it'll be to get a professional in there to trap the raccoons and get them out expediently, and that will be upwards of $1,500. And which I responded to Tiff with, that will be upwards of kiss my ass. I'll figure something else out. So we're making it uncomfortable because we don't want to hurt her. We don't want to hurt the babies or anything like that. I really, I had to convince the family that they're not allowed to keep any of the babies. But so the raccoon's there. We got to get her out. We got the dogs. We got the cats. There's some deer that are starting to come through the front yard now. And I don't live in a place where there should be a lot of fucking deer, especially not ones like eating the plants in the front of my yard, but that's happening. And then Tiff texted me a picture the other day. There's a neighborhood cat who has decided that our house is where she wants to spend most of our time. And it really, I am like a fucking Disney princess here, Chris, with the amount of animals that are showing up, but none of them will make me a goddamn dress. I asked and they won't. So I feel like I'm just going to wake up one day and be like, oh, there's goats out back. Awesome.
This is not what I signed up for.
Apparently it fucking is, because it keeps happening and nobody is asking, so I assume it's like one of those emails that I just can't get rid of. Fuck.
Trying to contact you about your car's warranty.
Yeah. Are you? Good. I'm trying to contact me about it, too. I mean, you could buy a lawnmower, but goats are more fun.
Are they, though?
Yeah, no, they're fun. Goats are cool.
I don't want to own a goat. I really don't.
Goat cheese is good.
I'm not making cheese.
You could, though. It's fucking delicious. I don't love goat milk. I could
do a lot of things, Dan. I'm not going to.
And then you could eat him when he's too old.
No.
You can eat your pet. It's fine. Goat's delicious.
No.
All right, fine. Be a fucking regular person and get a lawnmower instead of a goat. Where's your sense of adventure, Kris?
So I'm pretty excited about the Switch 2. Moving in non-goat territory.
John is so in love with Goat Simulator. He's been training for this his whole life, Kris.
He would no longer need to simulate it. There would be no simulating. It would just be goat.
Right? Or is he going to be the goat? Can John go out and eat all of the grass? Is that...
Fuck's sake.
All right, never mind. I take it back. This is a horrible idea. Buy a lawnmower like a regular person. What the fuck are you talking about getting a goat? That's a crazy idea, Kris. Why would you even bring that shit up? Oh, my son will be the goat. What a fucking weird thing for you to say. You gonna milk your son, Kris?
God damn it.
I wasn't sure if I should go there. I was debating in my head as I was talking whether or not I was going to go that far. I'm happy I did, though. I think it was worthwhile. I think everybody else enjoyed it.
I'm proud of you.
Proud of you. Ringo's proud of you.
Good Lord.
No, I'm so happy that all of you guys got the
I'm pretty
the Switch 2 and got in there. I wish I was that excited. Like, I wish I wanted to pre-order one. I really do. Like, I feel like I kind of missed out on, like, the excitement of trying to get into the pre-order thing, but I'm just not there yet. I will be. I certainly want to play Mario Kart World. I want to play Bonanza. It's just, I don't feel like I'm going to get the value out of it yet. Mm-hmm. But probably at some point this year, I imagine, probably around the holidays is when we'll probably try and end up with one for the kids and whatnot.
Seems like a good time.
Yeah,
I'm super jazzed about Mario Kart. I'm definitely going to buy that stupid $10 game.
I'm so mad that you're going to do that.
Because
you better do that with your own fucking money, not with the money that anybody raised for you, because that is a fucking disrespectful use of that money.
That game is so for me. Like, I'm the target audience for that, but I'm not a lot of people. Like, the game really should have been a pack-in, because, like,
it really, really should have been. There is literally no justification for charging money for that.
There just aren't enough of me's out there that I don't see them making a lot of money off of this. I don't
know.
I don't think it's going to sell a lot of copies.
It's Nintendo.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It's first-party Nintendo. Minds. You Nintendo people are nuts. Like, in the best way possible, certainly. But you're all nuts.
Yeah, we're out of our minds.
NVTS nuts.
I think I'm going to pass on Street Fighter 6 for now. Just because I know I just know I'm not going to get much out of Street Fighter 6 right now. Like, the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, I'm so glad I have it, but I haven't played very much of it because I just don't do fighting games as much as I used to.
Oh,
and
sure.
As thrilled as I am with Street Fighter 6 existing, I don't see myself getting my money's worth out of it. So I know I'm going to keep it on my wish list. I'll probably pick it up on sale at some point, but for right now, it's just not my top priority. Really, the only other game at launch that I'm trying to get my hands on is Split Fiction, and like I said, I put in to review that one. So between Mario Kart and Split Fiction and that silly ass Welcome Tour game, that's going to be more than enough to keep me going until Donkey Kong, and then then we're off to the races. Like,
yeah. Well, and whatever other digital stuff is out, whatever you haven't finished on the Switch 1,
right?
Like, all of that is still there too. So
exactly, it's not like I'm getting rid of the Switch 1, and I'll just be playing the games on the Switch too. Like I've got a backlog.
All these games.
I've got shit to do. They're not going to look worse or anything. I'm pretty excited.
That's really fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm glad this is finally behind me. I'm going to take, since I got it at Best Buy, I'm going to take off work. I'm going to put in for some vacation time. Like, I think it's a Thursday, so I'm going to take off the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Basically, just take those 3 days off, and then I'll have the weekend after that, and then I think that'll be enough to get me started. But just to have a couple of days off to like stay up like a jackass again, go to Best Buy, do the midnight launch thing, and play games on. Like, I'm just gonna have a day to play video games on my fun new system and be a jackass.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited about it.
As well, you should be.
Yeah. Well, I think that about wraps things up for us tonight, huh? You got anything else?
No.
Throw another hat to throw in the ring?
No, that's about it. I'm out of hats.
I have an email to read from... I'm not going to read it on the show. I think he just wanted to send this one to me, but I did get a theoretically nice email from a listener, Frank Alfieri. I hope I didn't fuck up your name. Yeah, that is an email that I will be reading shortly after the show, but I just wanted to thank you, Frank, for sending me the email in the first place. And that is going to be it for us. Join us next time when we'll be boarding the SAG Cartoon Express.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows at this point? Everything can change. Let's see. Sorry, just got a message from Reformat in the Discord. Finished listening to this week's show, and I was wondering, have you encountered the same video issues with the GCHD on other games or just Beautiful Joe? No, just Beautiful Joe. Because I haven't tried every game, but every game that like Wind Waker looks phenomenal. F-Zero looks great. Soul Calibur looks really good. I can't think of other games that I've really tried with the GCHD. Because a lot of times I just wind up on my CRT. But yeah, for some reason, Beautiful Joe just doesn't look good on the HD TV. I don't know if it's just the GCHD or if it's just Beautiful Joe in general. Because the game, I'm just going to play it on the CRT. That's
sure
where that game belongs, I guess. But yeah, no, I can't say I've encountered that issue with any of the other games I've played on the GameCube with the GCHD. Good question, Reformat.
Yeah.
I'll probably answer you in the Discord, so you don't have to wait a fucking week for your answer, too. Anyway, yes, the plan is the SAG Cartoon Express. We're just going to kind of skip this month for the Alphabet Super Series, and we'll cover Beautiful Joe in May, and then I'll make my W pick after that. We'll just be left behind for the rest of our lives, and that's going to have to be okay. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, which, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making this show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks in the first place. That's it. On behalf of Dan and myself, I'm going to go take a shower. Keep playing games.
I'm going with you. Oh, wait, what? In spirit.